Okay, we are live. Can you hear me okay? Hello. Nice to see you there. Don't have Robert up just at the moment, but he will probably join us later. Hey, there's my dad. Hi, Dad. Oh, good, you can hear me. I'm going to try not to make too much noise today, but I do have a lot of fun stuff I want to talk about. So, looking forward to this one. I just want to dive straight in, so let's get started. Somehow I don't suspect. Somehow I suspect that's not true. Specifically, the part about you don't have internet. That's my dad being silly. Love you, Dad. All right. So last week we got through the introductions of. What's the internet? I'm given to understand it's a series of tubes. So we got through the introductions of the major characters, and now we get to see them all get together. In Wild Arms 1, this was pretty brief and informal. They just like, hey, let's go on this brief adventure, and then they got wrapped into a larger one. This is going to be a more interesting encounter. But first we have to see this other character. That's it. It's Tony, the kid Ashley saved. The spinning, yeah. Well, it does that during like cutscenes and stuff. It's Marina, Ashley's girlfriend. Not officially yet. You know. I'm confined to quarters, not on leave. Well, from here I don't see any difference. They both just mean you go home. Cute little thing here. If you pop in to see the oven where they do the baking, and then you step out, Marina comes down the steps. Hey dude, what's up? This game was released in 2000. And it's Tony's friends. So I mentioned that Tony is named after Tony Stark from Marvel Comics. Scott is named after Scott Summers, also from Marvel Comics. Tim Rhymeless is not from Marvel Comics, but I keep joking that Marvel Comics should make a character named Tim Rhymeless just to complete the pattern. In reality, it's because, like, he will become a major character later in the story. I'm gonna spoil a lot of stuff. Tim is definitely the most important of the three, so he was the one that they couldn't afford to just name after a Marvel character. Anyway, best part of the game right here. Not really, but I do love this part. Get a cat. Meow. We find ourselves unable to remedy the situation as the kitten is on a roof. Frightened by our chasing it, the kitten refuses to descend. I love how these kids talk. Gotta get that cat. Oh, okay. Your mom can see and hear you, but is having trouble sending a message in here. Okay, but seriously, tell her I love her. Anyway, let's get that cat. Sometimes my little buddy Clyde runs out, and I always think of this sequence when I have to go chase him down. Maybe if we run super duper fast. It's not actually about how fast you go. There's an incredible jumping ability. Oh, you should play it. It's great. Wild Arms 2 is my favorite game of all time. Here we go. Gotcha. Don't worry, he's fine. Oh yeah? That's cool. Meow kitty! It's like herding cats. Hey Claire! Good to see you. Get the cat back. You can have it. This is a matter of principle. I have it back, so I'm happy. Now I'm giving it to you as a token of my gratitude for getting it back. Tony logic. Gotta love the kid. It's a Crest Cap. It's actually an extremely valuable item. This is a medium. Equipping characters with a medium boosts their parameters. Each medium has its own custom command, a special battle command. In Wild Arms 1, they were called runes, but in 2 and... really 2 onward, they're called mediums. At least in the English version. Not sure what they were called in the Japanese version. I don't remember. Another cute little bespoke sprite of her holding this nicely sealed envelope. Ashley's in this special squad and he feels great about it. He's proud. But he's not sure why. And Marina was angry about it. Marina is one of the more emotionally nuanced characters in a video game, which I appreciate. It's not hard to see things from her point of view. She cares about Ashley. She doesn't want him to get hurt. Sword Cathedral, located at the foot of a mountain far to the northwest. The damage from monsters has been increasing lately. I'm pretty sure like every console RPG has a line like that. Watch for monsters, or Pokemon in the tall grass. Here we go. Marina, I'm so glad you came. Me too. I'm sorry about yesterday. I'm happy for you. I don't know why I said those things. It's okay. Anyway, I have to be going now. You're coming right back? Sure. I'll come right back after the ceremony. I promise. It's, interesting to note that this, Ashley promising to come back after the ceremony, is possibly the single most important event in the entire game. And it feels utterly inconsequential the first time you play it and you just skipping over it. It's, the entire future of the story in this fictional world hinges on this. And it's not actually going to take too long to see what I mean by that. By the time we finish the Sword Cathedral, you'll see what I mean. Oh yeah, that's it. The dinner is cold. So, if we're going to go through this whole night squad commencement ceremony, I just want to first take a moment and note how gorgeous this environment looks. Stained glass is a fantastic look, and also, probably not coincidentally, one that is surprisingly easy to make look good with PS1 graphics. Um, when I was in high school, we actually did a stained glass project where we made our own little stained glass things, and I'll give you one guess what I did. I actually had a printout of this particular stained glass window with Anastasia, the sword magus. We'll learn more about her in just a minute, lifting the sword. Um, and I managed to make a recreation of that, of which I was very proud. I believe I still have it around here somewhere, although I don't know where it is offhand. Um, yeah, I'll talk more about Anastasia and her role in the story in just a bit. Oh, another thing. I know I'm constantly pausing and talking, but I mean that's the point. That's what I want to do. I want to talk about this game and all there is to say about it. Uh, it's a running gag in the Wild Arms series that ARM always means firearms, but it always officially stands for something, ARM, and it always officially stands for something different. Wild Arms 2 is kind of the odd one out because it's not ARM, that's the acronym, it's ARMS, and it's not referring to the literal weapons, but to the squad, your characters. ARMS. It's just sort of an interesting touch. They do also call their guns ARMS, ARMs, in this game, um, but they don't ever actually state what it stands for here because when they did the fun with acronyms thing, it was this. The significance of ARM's existence lies therein. Those just knighted, blessings will be conferred upon you by the sword magus. Try to draw the guardian blade, Arget Lam, which banished the old blaze. So Arget Lam is misspelling of a fictional or like mythological sword from, I believe it was Irish mythology. It's supposed to be like Ergetlem. They spelled it slightly wrong. It's close enough that you can tell what they meant. Though also, like, the drawing the sword from the stone is clearly derived from the myth of King Arthur, so kind of a mashup of different mythologies here. As a ceremony, and as a symbol of power, the sword is meaningless. So at first Ashley's thinking, maybe I'm a hero. Ever since I was little, I looked up to the heroes who protected everyone. Is that so strange? This little snarker. The fact that I'm embarrassed means I've really matured. Who cares? It's your turn. Celts are Celts. That is true. Hey, Nick. Now we get the opening credits and the myth of Anastasia and the Blaze of Disaster. Once there was a blaze of disaster that stained Filgaia with its crimson flames. The flames from the earth scorched the heavens. The blazing whirlwinds threatened the planet's very future. Mankind clung to their only hope of surviving this life-or-death crisis. The Sword Mages. Born as the daughter of a nameless petty nobleman, she was drawn to the call of the guardian blade named Argidlam. With no way to fight, the people cast their hopes on the mage's sword and believed in the future. No way to fight. The night of the 7th day after obtaining the sword, wrapped in a torrent of light, the mages vanished from Filgaia together with the Blaze of Disaster. Leaving behind Argidlam plunged deep in the earth. Time passed. The Guardian Blade Argidlam began to be treated as a symbol of power. The Battle of the Sword Mages remained in the hearts of the people as a familiar, ubiquitous legend, but the people had no idea that their familiar legends of the past would have meaning in the present and in the future. How pompous! Even I thought for a second it might come out. In the end, no one was able to get the sword Argidlam out. The Argidlam, the sword. Awkward wording. So Ashley did not succeed at drawing it either. But he says, the fact that the sword could be retrieved means there's some reason for it, right? What do you mean? Whoever retrieves the sword is the hero. A hero suddenly appearing means there will be some disturbance needing a hero. You sure have an interesting way of thinking. But it could be true. Everything's fine like this. No one wants war. So we see the beginning of that sort of Brechtian, it's better not to need a hero than to have one. I don't want to hear any complaints later on that we never get days off. We're affiliated with Maria Boole, but it won't stay that way forever. The new reforms go beyond national boundaries to international peacekeeping activities. We have to make sure that arms isn't involved in anything shameful. So they're ostensibly tied with the nation they live in, but they have the ambition of it being an international peacekeeping organization. We'll see how that goes in the future. This is such an interesting shot. I always expected something to come through here, and something does, in a way. Just not directly. This sort of surreal abstract shot obviously represents Ashley's subconscious, what his mind is going through. Tear the others apart, and if you're the last one standing, there's no problem. I can't possibly do that. That monster was originally human. He was a friend. Another instance of the writer's not knowing whether to render something as singular or plural. He's talking about his friends in general, not one of them in particular. Me? I am you. Soon I'll be me. It'll be none other than you. Sorry, Marina. And Ashley, too, is transformed. Ashley is white, whereas the others are green. I'm pretty sure that's just a convention for our sake, showing us which one is the player character, because otherwise they'd be pretty hard to distinguish. In this form, Ashley can't run, guard, or use arms. There's also this moment where he sees himself in the mirror. These hands, these legs, and this body. Is this me? Can't I change back? Is it inevitable that my body will turn to dust like that monster's body? Will I ever go home again? Mom wanted me to tell you she loves you. Thank you. This is a real dysphoria vibes moment here. Like, yeah. Losing your humanity and when I played this game as a kid, I got into as many battles as possible in this section because the experience payout for these guys is really good. Which it is in terms of raw numbers, but like It's upsetting that, like, these were your friends. Also, unlike most levels, this level has the characters that you get into a battle only when you touch one, and they don't reset after you beat them, so there's actually just a limited number of battles that you can get into, to reflect the fact that there were only so many people there. Now there's a crisis, so now he can draw the sword. But why was Ashley able to when no one else was? Is it because he's, like, the chosen one, a super magical being, or the strongest dude? What is your wish? I have to get home. I promised. Is that an important promise? I thought it'd be fine if no one who could use the sword ever showed again. I believed it was enough that I alone suffered. If you are ready to take responsibility for it all, if you're willing to risk all to fulfill your promise, grab the sword. It's the blue spiky hair, obviously. Yeah. I made a promise, a foolish promise, but for me, it is a promise I have to keep. That's why he was able to draw the sword. Because he's made a promise to return home to someone he loves. It's our connection to each other that gives us strength. God, I love this game. And it just flashed for like 1 second, a form that we will see later. Who are you? Irving. Irving Vold Valyria, a man bearing a cross called. Take my hand. This bond is the only hope that continues from the past into the future. In other words, our meeting here on Earth is fate itself. So, I'm going to talk about this, what I find interesting about it, and I can't really do it without spoiling things, but it's things you could probably call, like, in advance, because it's pretty obvious. The Lord Blazer character that we saw in the beginning is obviously going to be the ultimate final boss of the game. And Ashley is going to defeat Lord Blazer at the end. Lord Blazer is trying to re-enter Filgaia after having been sealed beyond the event horizon. I find it really interesting the kind of, like, allegorical or spiritual way this is discussed. You know, like, body possession, like demonic possession, is obviously a trope in science fiction and fantasy. It's not new as an idea, but, like, for instance, there are several Star Trek episodes with a character possessing another character, and they usually just get direct control over their body. This is like... it's, like I said, it's more spiritual or allegorical. It's not direct. Ashley is literally in control of his own body, but on some level, the seed of Lord Blazer has been planted within him. But it is being kept in check by Anastasia and by his love for Marina and his world. And of course meeting Irving, as he says, is fate itself, because Irving is actually a descendant of the Sword Mages, or so he claims. I shouldn't. I decided ahead of time I'm not going to worry about spoilers. He is. Ostensibly. I mean, it kind of bothers me because it's never stated that Anastasia had children. So, like, presumably not directly descended, but from the same family. And then these two. Demon summoning. So clearly they were responsible for this. What is he planning? Did he urge the demon summoning on us? I can't believe that man is sympathetic to our ideals. The only thing I believe in is Sir Illsveil himself. Destroy. So pretty heavy stuff here. Ashley is struggling with a crisis of self-identity as he was possessed by a demon and somehow recovered. But don't worry, things are about to turn up. Things are about to look up for Ashley because he's going to get thrown in prison. It's so great. I love this game. Overt references to a terrorist attack is especially interesting to me because, like, I'm so glad they released this game before 9/11. I feel like they couldn't have gotten away with it after. It would have required such massive censorship. Valyria. Anyway, that was largely a chapter focused on, like, larger thematic setup for the whole game, rather than actually getting the characters together. So now we have to do that part. Let's find Lilka. Oh, that was fast. I found her. Get this, young woman. 5 jelly rolls, stat. She's bad at teleporting. But it's okay because she's adorable. I am also bad at teleporting. I've never even pulled it off. But it's okay because I'm adorable. Young lady, take as much of our bread as you can carry. I'll try a jelly roll. Just one, ma'am. Stomach still rumbling very loudly. Actually, casting spells takes a lot of energy. So I get hungry a little more quickly than other people. How many do you want? 5 jelly rolls, please. I love Lilka so much. Munch, 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 munch. She's so cute. I'll take you there to thank you for jelly rolls. I know roughly where it is, so we can look together. Right. Some stuff that I had meant to do before, but well, part of it I meant to do before. This part I couldn't, but... I kind of got distracted with the plot. Change up some spells. I mentioned the Crest Caps are valuable. I didn't mention what they do. They allow any character to cast a spell one time. And then when they cast the spell, you get the empty Crest Cap back, so you can just refill it. It never, like, breaks. So it's very useful in particular to put revival spells on there. At least in my opinion, that's usually what I use it for. And then personal skills. In Wild Arms 2, whenever a character gets a level up, they get 1 personal skill point. And you can put those into any of a number of things. The most important one is up HP, which increases the amount of HP you get whenever you get a level up. So obviously you gotta get that as quickly as possible so you get the most HP over the course of the game. If you get it later, the effect is diminished. Interesting side note about that. Later characters will show up, and they always enter at the same level as Ashley. So one of the kind of weird metagamey things that I have occasionally heard Wild Arms 2 fans do is what's called a low Ashley run, where you keep Ashley's level as low as possible so that the other characters join at as low a level as possible, so that you can maximize the amount of max HP that they gain from that personal skill. That is a lot of work, and I don't recommend it if you just want to play the game once. But if you're like me and you've played this game like 20-something times and you never get tired of it, try it. It's neat. It makes the hidden bosses slightly easier, at the cost of the main game being much harder. On balance, this is probably a net game because the main game is mostly very easy. Anyway, now we've got Lilka and Ashley. We gotta go find the Valyria Chateau. I found it. I should have explained, actually, or maybe I did last week, I can't remember. The search system is this game's way of implementing the idea of, like, if you're in a wasteland, you have to search for stuff. making it feel more like a Wild West story where you're on your own. Of course, I know where everything is at this point, so that kind of wears off with time, but it's okay. Balloons! The Wild Arms series version of Dragon Quest's slimes. They're not as cute. Oh, I meant to pause it on Lilka doing the cute little parasol thing. That's my favorite victory animation. And the Lilka says, I have an invitation letter. Why didn't you say that sooner? Sorry. Lilka is the most relatable character ever. Fleshy tumbleweeds? Yeah, kinda, except they float. I bet we'll have to have good manners and everything. Hey, it's that rich asshole. Irving is one of the good guys, but he's definitely also a rich asshole. Irving Vold Valyria, Lord of the House of Valyria. And also definitely one of the most interesting characters in the game. He's we'll see more about this later. He's not a good guy, but he is an interesting guy. Ashley Winchester, the sole survivor of the destroyed special squad, and the lovely lady is the famed Ilniak witch girl, perhaps? Another note, I don't actually know how you're supposed to pronounce that name. When I was a kid, I settled on Elniak, and then I realized there was a second E between the L and the N. So that's definitely wrong, but I've stuck with it for so long that I'm not gonna change it. At least not for Lilka. If I ever meet someone who has that name in real life, I'll pronounce it however they do. But because it is a real name, it's not a common one, but it is a real one. But I could not find anything on how to pronounce it before. And at this point, I've largely given up. The internet is very bad at telling you how to pronounce things. There's a bunch of websites, if you Google how to pronounce a word, there's a bunch of websites that will tell you, but they're very unreliable. And the reliable sites, like Wikipedia, often forget to tell you. Yes, Wikipedia is significantly more reliable than those sites, because it doesn't have a profit motive. I'm getting off topic. Let's get back to the game. Everyone thinks that ARMS was disbanded because of what happened at the ceremony. But actually, the katakana is Ereniaku. Yeah, Eleniak, probably. Eleniak. I don't know. Like I said, when I was a kid, I said Elniak, and even though I mispronounced a lot of words when I was a kid and have gotten better at most of them, that one I just... Yeah. It was a magnificent experiment in demon summoning. You say that with enthusiasm and weirdly blasé over the fact that everyone other than Ashley was killed? weirdly callous attitude from this guy. A magic ritual to bring beings from a parallel universe into ours. You miraculously survived, and control of Arms passed to the House of Valyria. Arms is being reborn under the Valyrias for a different purpose. New Arms will belong to no nation, but will be an autonomous fighting force. That curious little shot where when she walks in, Ashley thinks she looks like Anastasia the Sword Magus. This is actually Irving's sister Altasia. And yes, I also want her dress. It's so pretty. Oh my god. This girl too? But my name is Lilka Elniak. The Elniak witch girl is my older sister. She got hurt in an experiment with a magical artifact and couldn't come. So that's presumably referring to the thing that she was remembering from her prologue with the Millennium Puzzle. So I came instead. I guess I won't be of any use. It has to be my sister, right? My magic isn't as good as hers. I was only at about the middle of my class in magic school. I love that he's just like, sure, you'll be fine. I thought all men who were prettier than women were cold. Irving, you aren't that way at all. You're actually very nice. Nice? I don't think I'm quite as nice as you say, Lilka. He's not. He's not. But I'm not about to deny that I am pretty. Pretty sure there's another mistranslation. Because it doesn't make sense. She was saying that he was like a Bishonen type of guy. But also she is pretty. And I love this line. I've sometimes just posted it out of context because I'm not about to deny that I am pretty. Because I like being girly. Like I said, Lilka is the most relatable character. I never thought so, but that's what I've always been told. These days I'm beginning to think maybe it's really the case. Oh, Irving. I have to establish that I'm a manipulative jerk. In case you haven't gotten that already. First, I'm gonna make you run around talking to people trying to figure out how to get the next chapter of the game. And then I'll throw you in prison. Anyway, for some reason, the second floor has 2 more of those mediums in it. The one that we got earlier from Tim was Grujev. And then there's also Sturdark. And Morgul. So we now have the Guardians of Earth, Water, and Fire. The one for Wind doesn't show up until a while later. Oh, hey, Claire. I was posting and thought you had some really bad delay, but then I remember... Oh, your VPN was slowing it down? Yeah, Everything seems fine on my end. I think that is your VPN. Hi! Oh, it blocks chat on Twitch. Okay. These two. Don't tell anyone. We're skipping work right now. You be quiet now. I wish she just volunteers this information. Oh yeah? Okay. Naturally. Alright, here we go. Gotta get that third member. All you gotta do is go meet up. Ashley, could I see your weapon? You seem to be keeping this in good shape. This man is a traitor! So basically, the third member is a prisoner. And what better way to get that prisoner out of prison than to send Ashley to prison so that they can both break out? This isn't necessarily a bad plan, but it would have been nice to tell them. Oh. Guys, everyone knows what time it is? Yeah, it's been some time, Robert. It's been some time since we saw you on the stream. It's Robert, everyone, look! Oh, he's so fluffy! You fluffy kitty! Hi, Robert! Both of the Claires have said hi. This is gonna go up on YouTube later. Hi! He's like, I don't care about YouTube. He's a big fluffy boy. He's the most relatable character. Unfortunately, unlike the cat in the game, Robert does not have a crest cap. Did you make off for the crest cap, Robert? No. I'm just fluffy. Okay. He's a fluffy boy. Mom saw Robert too? I'm glad. Fluffy boy. So Illsveil is basically Phil Guy as Alcatraz, I guess. Or Rikers, maybe? I don't know. Prison Island, you know. I was little, I pulled a lot of pranks that got locked in the closet. Wow, that's too bad. I really wanted. I could use my magic to blast through in a second. Anyway, obviously the instant Ashley arrives, there is a prison break. Oh, skipped a part. Very important item. Gotta put on the cute ribbon. It's cute. It says so. Now, Robert believes he's our employer. I'm pretty sure. This is my place. You take care of me. Imagine having a cute ribbon and being able to tell people, I got this during a prison break. Yep. So there are these, like, robots that shoot you if you walk past them, so you gotta knock them out. Some of them can turn to face you, others can't. Got a pretty pink bow for each person I've killed. I have a lot of pretty pink bows. Trying to sound as intimidating as possible while saying the sentence, I have a lot of pretty pink bows. Wait a... Nailed that Diglett. They do look like Diglets. I don't know, kill it anyway. Did Ashley use a mechanical glove like this? There we go. Okay. You must think you're a genius because you solve every puzzle immediately. Yeah, it's like I've done it before. Alright, let's break Ashley out. Light gloves. Well, they're not mine. Mass jailbreak. It seems that all the convicts escaped at once. Alright, and now we'll get Brad, and then we'll be out of here. This poor guy. Let me actually show you what happens if we just try to keep going. Hey! Ah! So you gotta take him out. I do feel sorry for him, though. Here's where we start to see those shooter robots that turn. Let's see if I can get through this whole thing without getting shot by any of them. Alright. This is the hardest one to avoid getting shot. This one right here. Ah! More diglets. Anyway, so we're almost done with today's section. Oh, there's the umbrella pose. I do love those. We're almost done with today's section. We're just going to get Brad out and then go through the boss. That's the biggest difference I've ever seen between how hard it looks like it should be and how hard it actually is. And cutscene, and we're done. Windows. Let's get Brad out. The manhole covers imply those diglets are actually sentient poop. God. Even better. Were you sent by Irving? Do you know Irving? We're not communicating well here. It has to be you guys. You got such a baby face for someone locked up in here. So many little lines like that I just treasure because they're just a little awkward, you know? I wouldn't call that a mistranslation, it just feels kind of silly. I don't know. You got such a baby face for someone locked up in here. Anyway, obviously they're his mic gloves. Death row inmate number 666, Brad Evans. One of the ARMS members chosen by Irving. The hardest of the hard gays. It's implied Brad is gay. It's never stated explicitly, but yeah. Anyway, so how do we deal with the computer? Obviously, kick it! Like I said, just kick it. When in doubt, kick it. Well, that's pretty rude. Well, what do you do? Kick it. Always kick it. Here we go. So this guy somehow, because video games, I guess, has a giant fighting robot. This huge hulking thing is by far the easiest boss in the game. It is never a threat. It, basically, all of its attacks just deal damage to one person. It has no special abilities, and it doesn't even deal that much damage. As long as you just heal whoever it attacks, you're guaranteed to win. Oh, I forgot to give Brad the Morgul. Guess we should probably be breaking out the arms, even though, like, it really doesn't matter. Brad can kick anything. Nom nom. Oh. And there it goes. Giant fighting robot vanishes into nothing. Big Berry. And then this guy. Guy with glasses. This ridiculous handling of things isn't at all right. So this guy, we'll see more of him later. His name is Judeka. If you ever watch Symphogear, the anime, Symphogear, of course, was written by Akifumi Kaneko, who also wrote the stories for the Wild Arms series, and there's a lot of Wild Arms callbacks in Symphogear that I think most of the Symphogear fandom isn't aware of, because the Wild Arms fandom is basically me. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but there are, Wild Arms is a largely forgotten thing. But in particular, the villain of, I think, the second season of Symphogear is basically just Judeka by a different name. He's got that white hair, the glasses. He says the same things. He acts the same way. He's sadistic, cruel, Chewbacca. And just like he has fun by hurting people. He's a bad dude. Anyway, that was Akifumi Kaneko basically recycling a character. It's pronounced Doug Walker. Mercifully, I don't think Doug Walker is quite that bad. He doesn't enjoy killing people, he just enjoys killing movies. Anyway. Hey, it's that guy who manipulated me and threw me in prison. Everything is going according to your plan. I don't think anyone would object if I said getting Brad out of Illsveil was a success. What was my rationale like as chief? That's about it. Won't permit you to move us around like pawns ever again. And, you know, fair. But, to Ashley's credit, and I wish they showed it instead of cutting the camera to this weird angle, Ashley did give him his crutches back. Helped him up, you know. The point was not like to beat him to death. The point was to say, hey, don't fucking do that again. Meow. Give me just a moment, Robert. So what was that guy with the glasses doing here? Doug Walker. That guy with the glasses. Well... That's how the prisoners broke out. Because these guys were breaking them out to use them in their terrorist cell, basically. Interesting coincidence that Irving was planning to... that meow was in game. No, that was Robert. Interesting coincidence that Irving was planning to break Ashley and Brad out of prison at the same time that these guys were planning to break the rest of the prisoners out of prison. What an interesting coincidence. Okay, I said earlier I don't really care about protecting spoilers. I think the story is more interesting if you know what's coming. Irving and Odessa are working together. That's why the prison break was so coordinated. That's why both of them were present at the Sword Cathedral. It's because Irving is a manipulative asshole. He punches really good. That's why Brad is here. He's the best puncher. His punches have the power of kicks. Anyway. He's also got a bomb on his neck. Canda roestra amantos. The release code for Gias. The mini bomb embedded in your neck. There's an important plot point. This is a dog collar that turns me into your little chess piece to control, is it? Brad, you're mixing your metaphors. Even the insignia looks like a dog collar. that you, Kate? We'll have them check it out. Cave-in has occurred in the underground trade route called Under Traffic south of here. I thought our missions would be a little more important. I feel more like a bureaucrat than a soldier. It is a fine mission, Lilka. Milka. Anyway, that'll be next time, because I'm saving and quitting at this point. Oh, but a little preview of what we get to see next week. Not just the under traffic level, but also this. A portable communicator. You get to call the chateau anytime you, for instance, forget where you're supposed to go next. A very handy feature that I think all RPGs should have an equivalent for. But for now, we're going to go ahead and save and quit. Alright, there we go. So I think that'll about wrap it up for today. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Really looking forward to next week when we get to cover some very interesting stuff. In particular, the technology behind the communicator, which seems like it would not be a big or important thing, but it's actually one of my favorite parts of this game. Till next time, be safe everyone. Bye-bye.